Hello and welcome back to my channel. So tonight we are going to be working with the pendulum again. This is to get a specific question from you that has a yes or no answer, and then we will look into it deeper with the cards and with the runes and see what we can bring out from that energy for you to clarify a few things for you potentially. So I need you now to have a think about a question on your mind. You may already know what that question is, or you may need a moment to just think about it. So you can always come back to this video once you have thought about it if you need to. So let's show yes is round and round, and show me no is forward and back. Okay, so have a think now if you know what your question is. Speak your question 3 times, either mentally or out loud, whatever suits you best in the space where you are. We've already got the answer coming through by the look of it. It's a yes. Okay, so whoever was the most powerful with their question, this reading is for you. So this may be quite a specific one. It's literally going round and round and round, very, very wide. I can feel the pull on that so much. Okay, so this is a yes. So let's see what your yes is actually about, shall we? Oh, I'm just going to get back on my perch. Right. Let's have a little look, shall we? So these are the angel cards, first of all. Oh, okay. That said Mother, Father, God on there. Let's just have a look. So I do feel potentially, for some of you, this might be a spiritual question. Question about spirit. Okay. Oh, and we've got 2. Do you know, this happens every single time. I'm not kidding you. If you look back over some of my videos, you will see this happens quite a lot. Divine timing always comes out with another card, okay? Always. Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. I love it. And then we have sacred plan as well. So we know what divine timing is about, and this has come up really, really recently as well in another reading about this divine timing. So, I mean, we know that, you know, we can't rush anything. Things have to happen how they happen. It's like when something happens to you and you're like, oh, why did that have to happen? You know, that's really upset me or really hurt me. But actually, in that thing happening to you, you learned something, you grew through it, you potentially took the lesson and, you know, became more resilient, or you just made yourself stronger or realized how strong you are. And this feels to me that the yes that you've had there is in alignment with something that you've been working on within yourself, that is almost like divine spirit is now wanting to give you your blessings. Okay, there is a plan. There is a sacred plan, not just any old plan, a very special plan. I'm going to have a look in the book actually for that, because that one doesn't come out that much actually. It's a sacred plan. I'll hold the card up for you. So this card doesn't represent the plan that God has for your life, more the plan that comes to fruition based on your intentions and your highest good. You have been given the incredible gift of free will, and therefore your thoughts, deeds, actions and intentions are in some way going out into the universe and curating your experiences, opportunities and energies that are flowing in and out of your life. When this card appears, you're being encouraged to move into a state of surrender, when you recognise that yes, your intentions have an impact on the creation of your life, but how those intentions unfold is not down to you, but in the hands of God. The divine plan is your intention unfolding in a way that God, the universe, feels is for your growth and highest good. Know that every experience you have been through in your life has been a way marker on your journey towards growth and expansion, and your angels are acknowledging your growth right now. Okay. So call on your angels to light up the path ahead. You may feel that you are facing the unknown, but know that you are always guided and protected. Okay, so you've had a yes. You've got a realization that this sacred plan is here because of your own intentions, because of the what you've been asking for in your life, what you've been looking for. This is why. and you are perhaps watching this video right now because this is in line with your divine timing at this point. Okay, it's very exciting. I do feel an excited energy for you within this. It's kind of a sickly exciting energy though, so it's something I feel that you are perhaps a bit nervous about. Let me just see what the runes are telling us on here. Algiz. Now this has come out so many times, and this is in alignment with protection. And what I didn't say earlier on a previous reading was about how Algiz can have an energy of like an overprotective mother. And I feel for some of you, there is a fear of being smothered by something. There's a fear of something being too much, overwhelming you, holding you back almost, or restricting you in a loving kind of way, which sounds odd, but it does feel like there's something that you perhaps have a fear of being restricted in a loving way, and that holding you back from something else. Let's have another look and see. So we're going to pick 3 runes. Okay, there's a couple that fell out on there. I'm going to put them back, and if they come out, they were meant to be. It's this bag, you see, it just bursts open and they go everywhere, and I do need to fix it. Let's have a look. Thorazaz. Okay, this is a rune. It can be a defensive energy, but it can also be an action energy. So it's kind of like taking control of something, and realizing a time to take action and when not to take action. So again, this, you may have felt perhaps defensive in the past, or maybe that you needed to defend yourself. And Thorazaz has an energy to it where it's kind of like an energy that you send out to protect yourself, because this is a protection rune as well. You've got 2 protective runes within this reading, so there is something that you are protecting, whether it's within yourself or something outside of yourself that you're perhaps protecting as well. And this energy is more about kind of like being on guard, being ready for battle, but not necessarily like looking for it, but just being on your guard for where it is. Like you're expecting the other shoe to drop. You're expecting something to happen. And maybe there's a fear there around sort of taking action because of the other shoe dropping, or things seeming too good to be true is what I'm getting from that actually. It's like maybe something feels too easy, or too nurturing, I want to say. Something feels too much like that, and you perhaps Thorazaz is kind of like where you normally feel on guard. You're normally feeling on guard. There is an element of, and especially with your sacred plan and your divine timing, it's kind of like giving you an action go. And we have Rado. So this is decision making. This is directional. This is going on a journey. It can represent travel as well sometimes. So it can be where you are actually physically taking a journey, maybe travelling, going to a new place. But Rado is very much about direction. So it's, if you were thinking about going travelling, or you were thinking about doing something like that, then that yes may have been for that. And your sacred plan and your divine timing, maybe there's something for you on that journey that you need to experience. But Rado ultimately is, it basically represents Slipnir. I think that's what you call it. The 8-legged horse that Odin rides. And that is like, the horse that you can travel through the realms with. It's, for many of you, and I can see you kind of like beating a drum, like perhaps you've been going to some shamanic drumming sessions, or working with the sacred drum yourself. But it's almost like using a beat to help you to meditate on particular areas of your life. Like I can see somebody looking for a spiritual journey here, opening up to a spiritual journey. Like when you look at this picture of the sacred plan, you can see somebody with that like golden light rising up. It's almost like your crown chakra is really switched on. As I'm saying that, I can feel the energy coming through. You might start to feel yours tingling just as I said that. This is opening you up to a new path, a new way. So for some of you, it might be physically going traveling, but for some of you, it's actually traveling different realms within yourself. So what I mean by realms is, we are here on Earth. This is like a realm of consciousness, if you like. And there's lots of other different realms within the world tree. There are 9 realms, and there are realms within the realms. And I do feel for many of you, you are kind of potentially in your dream time, like traveling through these different places within yourself. So you may find that things are changing in your life. Maybe things are starting to manifest in a way that you didn't expect. If you were going ahead with something, it's a lot easier than you expected it to be, or things are just seem to be falling into place, or just strange synchronicities are happening, number patterns, animal omens. It could be all sorts of things, like strange cloud formations and things like that. Yeah, I do see somebody sort of like looking at things like that, looking into things like that. And like maybe you're Googling when you see a particular animal or a particular formation or something, you're Googling it to see what it means for you. I do see that happening around here. Yeah, so this is definitely a journey, and that yes is kind of a confirmation for you that it is time. It is time to take that journey now. So let's see what the tarot cards are giving us for here. So what is this sacred plan all about? Can you give us more information on this person's sacred plan? Is this sacred plan? I've just been given something about somebody feeling cold at the moment, and when I say cold, it might be physically cold, but it's more feeling sort of like they've been put on hold or put on ice and kind of not sure of the way forward. So Rado is kind of helping you to understand, you know, following the beat of your drum, following your heart. You know, your inner drum is your heart. Yeah, that's your drum. That's your beat. So this could be about working with that energy. Rado connects us to the sacral center as well. So this is your creativity, center of creativity. Well, I think we'll take those, shall we? Bear with me. I'm just going to run over here and grab all these cards that fell out. Oh, my life. Okay. Wow. I don't even know where to start with all this. I'm going to start with the first one that popped up for me. No. Actually, I'm going to start with these two. We've got the 9 of Swords in reverse and the Empress in reverse. Now, the 9 of Swords is kind of an energy of somebody that's really up in their head, potentially having nightmares or just feeling sort of worryful, guilt, just like something's really plaguing your mind with this one. But when it's in the reverse position, this can be sort of like where it's kind of an awakening, because it's allowing you to realize what is up in your head and why it's there. It's kind of like allowing yourself to realize it. It's a bit like being afraid of monsters under the bed and then you forcing yourself to actually go and look under the bed and you realize actually there's no monsters there. Okay, so this is somebody facing that, like, why am I worried? What am I really worried about? What am I feeling this way about? And this could be about expressing that, validating how you feel, but also moving through it in a positive way. So it's kind of like coming out of an energy of worry into a place of like, well, I'm not going to let myself worry about that. I'm not going to let myself worry about that. And the Empress in reverse, this is kind of like where there's a need for, we've got 2 protective runes in there. Okay, someone's been really overprotective, especially if they're heart center. So there's an energy of feeling, protecting yourself, but to a point of, like I said before, about that energy with Algiz, of that overprotective mother kind of energy. It's a restrictive energy when it's that protective. And sometimes if we place that much protection around ourselves, we can actually appear defensive or not really part of something. And that's why we've got here the 3 of Cups in the reverse position as well. There's a few here that are kind of in the reverse position, isn't there? So this is kind of like, I do feel for some of you, you've been stabbed in the back somewhere along the line here, and maybe that's what's brought you to attention to what needs to change in your life. It's kind of sent you on this path on your sacred plan. And it might be why you're asking questions about things right now. This can usually be where there's been some kind of betrayal in terms of a third party kind of element. So if you've been in a relationship and somebody's been behind your back, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting from this. And it's almost like there's some reason why you feel well, it's betrayed. You feel betrayed by it. You feel betrayed, but it's kind of like you feel like all is lost, like something that's devastated your way forward almost, and it's created this overprotective energy, overprotective of your heart. Fear of allowing that in. But something's happened because we've got the High Priestess in the upright position, and this is about your intuition. I do feel you've had some kind of dream or knowledge that's come to you that you're starting to understand more, and it's created for you a tower moment. So this is an unexpected change. It's created something for you that's kind of broken you open a little bit and allowed some light in, and it's sent you on a path of wanting to explore your spiritual side more, of wanting to understand spiritual connections more. And I keep coming back to that. I'm going to have a look at this divine timing as well. I'm getting something, I need to say this, I'm getting something about tyres on here. So you may need to go and get your tyres checked out, maybe get them pumped up with air if they're not quite full enough. And I'm seeing a lot of turkey feathers as well. And that's really weird because my daughter was pretending to be a turkey earlier when I was recording another thingy bob. So there's something about turkeys or turkey feathers especially that might be relevant to you. Maybe you use turkey feathers as a smudging stick. Maybe. And I do feel if for you it was travel involved, then I do see somebody going to the Far East. I do see an energy of that happening. But this is a time of a cycle that's been completed. A cycle's been completed because of this anguish, this sort of betrayal that's kind of happened, this energy, but it is time to loosen up that protection, to allow yourself to have these changes. They do bring with them challenges. It does bring a challenge with it, as does everything. What I'm getting from that is where if you make a change, there are people in your life that probably aren't all on board with that, because, and I've said this before in other readings, when you start to change, people notice that change in you and they remember the other version of you, and they're trying to pull out that part of you because that makes them feel comfortable. but you're becoming more comfortable as the version of yourself that you are now stepping into. And I can say we've got the King of Pentacles on here. So this is like abundance and a confident person, confident leader, somebody that's very content with what they've got, very abundant energy. And with your sacred plan, what's happening here is you are moving into this energy. It's very stabilizing, very fortunate energy. Oh, and we've got the Hierophant on the bottom as well. So this is perhaps a time for you where you may be seeking out a spiritual leader. You may be seeking out a mentor of sorts that can give you guidance, you know, a wise counsel, basically. I do feel for many of you that is what you are seeking right now or looking for. Maybe that was your question. Temperance. So looking at being patient with where you're going. I do feel for some of you, you're kind of letting go of some aspects of your life or some traits, just some things that you've been used to in your life that you're kind of moving away from. For some of you, I do feel that this is actually habits. It's kind of like habits that you've developed over time that you are now walking away from and realising actually these don't serve a purpose for me anymore. These are holding me back from where I want to be. And you are moving closer to the light. And I do feel for many of you watching this, you are moving closer to like a divine spirit. You are opening up to spiritual energy more and starting to recognize or understand that there are these spooky synchronicities and things that are going on. Now, this is making you feel a little bit insecure, perhaps a little bit like you aren't, maybe a little bit isolated from the people that you would normally surround yourself with, aren't quite on the same page as you at this time. So this could be a time for you seeking out people that do align with that. So call to your spiritual guides and ask them to bring to you those that can that resonate with you. You know, you will start aligning with that. You will start meeting people that are more aligned with you. You've got the Seven of Cups here in the reverse position. So I do feel you've already made your mind up. You've already got to a point where you're sort of like, I know what I need to do and I know where I'm going with this. And I just got a little bit of a feel then where you are starting to feel more in your body. You are starting to feel more sensations around here, maybe here. This is kind of like you've been guided towards this. Something about dragons is important to you as well. I do feel that dragons may be important. And, you know, you've been in a, perhaps you are meditating right now or doing a lot of introspection and meditation. This is all good. It's all leading you into manifesting the lifestyle that you are looking for. But Spirit want me to tell you, it might not be in the way that you thought it was. So don't be too rigid in the way that you think things should be. Don't allow yourself to become too rigid in your plans, in how things pan out. Trust the process of how things will pan out. Well, that Hermit really wants to stay out, doesn't it? Okay. I do feel there's somebody here that's kind of taking an inner journey right now. Maybe you're really in a healing process at this time. There's definitely something about that third party situation and the feeling of like all is lost and like what have I done, that kind of feeling, or you know, it's, you're holding on to something, kind of like flogging yourself with it. And maybe that's why you need this time to take this journey, to really get to know yourself and really forgive yourself, is what I'm feeling from this. For some of you, I feel like you feel like you've used up all your chips, basically. It's like you've kind of not got any options left. or you kind of like have come to the end of something. That might be again why the Seven of Cups is there in the reverse position, and you feel like you what you actually want you can't have. So you've got to take this journey all by yourself. That's what I'm feeling. It's almost like you kind of punishing yourself. Okay. Now, you are a manifester. You have the ability to manifest what you want in your life. And you already, what I'm getting from Spirit is, and what the message is today, is you've already manifested what you need in your life. But you aren't really seeing it. What's that about? Why aren't I seeing it? Why aren't you seeing? Okay, it's something about truth. Yeah, this came out in the reverse position, I feel. So this is kind of the Queen of Wands, you know, there's something about losing confidence, and there's been an element of dishonesty in your life, I feel, like in general, dishonesty. Perhaps you've always been expecting people to be dishonest with you, and there's a tendency to sort of feel like yeah, like your creative energy is blocked. So like Rado is there to help you with your sacral center, to help you to find that creativity, find your passion again. This situation that's going on here has made it feel like you've lost touch with your passionate side. It's like you've decided you just need to go this alone now, and you're cutting yourself off from lots of different things, when we actually want it to be this way up, where you are stood in your power, in your passion, you know, going for it, really just full of confidence. You know, that's the energy of the King of Pentacles as well. It's just like full of confidence. That's where we want you to be. But there's a fear around that. There's fear and doubt. It's almost like you feel like you can't, you're being called to this path, but something in you is telling you, oh, I'm not good enough for that, or I'm not enough for that. That's what I'm hearing, and that makes me sad. So let's see, what is the outcome of this for you? I'm getting that you need to have courage. So what is the outcome? This person on here. It's definitely something about learning, like learning from somebody who is maybe a spiritual practitioner of some form. Getting yourself out there as well. So this is kind of like you're stepping into a time of allowing yourself to be seen. So it's a time for, with stories as on there and this card, it's like a time of taking action, standing out, being seen. We're in the moon cycle at the moment, which is about growth. It's also connected to the hawthorn, which is interesting because Thorazaz is connected to the blackthorn, which is like the dark. So the blackthorn is the dark part and the hawthorn is the light part. Yeah. And hawthorn is all about love. It's the tree of love. It's connected to the heart chakra. When I do tea ceremonies with hawthorn, it really works with opening that heart center. It can bring a lot of healing to the heart space. And I feel like that's what this is about you reaching out, really being seen on that level, working from your heart center. So that's kind of the outcome on there, is that you are going to come to this space, and there's an element of discipline as well. So I feel like for many of you, this is asking you to step up and into a form of discipline, which could be anything, you know, it could be like yoga or just a good healthy eating regime or something. Just starting something, maybe even meditating for 10 minutes a day, something that's aligned with where you want to go and what you want to do and where your energy's at. So let's just see if there's any more information on here. Do we have any more information? We've got the King of Cups. This journey is leading you to a place of love, support, and emotional fulfillment. There's a need to grieve, I feel. You're in a process of needing to allow yourself to open up, because with Algiz there and Thoraz, as you're holding this heart space, you know, protecting it, but too tightly, and there's a need to allow yourself to be seen, allow yourself to acknowledge and let go. I'm quite surprised there's no swords in this whatsoever, so there's nothing about communication. This is more about what you're working within yourself, and you've done a lot of introspection, but you keep coming around to beating yourself up. You keep coming around to sort of like, all is lost, you know, I can't change this, I can't rectify this, so I'm going to have to go it alone. But maybe there's a period of you needing that time to become the healer that you are, because for many of you here, you are healers, and you are going to be stepping into that role. This, if you are male, this could be you. If you're female, again, it could be you, but on your inner masculine. It's an energy, it's a beautiful energy, really. But it is a very wise person, you know, somebody that's kind of like, I always feel like the necklace kind of suggests somebody that's your blessing, that's your reward for the work that you've been doing. And you are on this sacred plan right now, and it's all in divine timing. So if you've got an opportunity there to connect with, we had the Hierophant, didn't we, to connect with some kind of spiritual leader or somebody that can help you to really open your heart space, it's going to bring you into this energy of the King of Pentacles. Okay, this is abundance, confidence, contentment. Okay, that is what I'm feeling for you on there. So I think I'm going to leave this reading here for today. But if you would like to discuss this further or go deeper into this particular reading, then please do get in touch for a personal reading. My details are down in the description box. And if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful evening. Blessed be.